Oh, shit. She was on her way, and I knew she wasn't bluffing. I paced my apartment in terror. I contemplated leaving, but she could have called from the corner, and it was possible that I'd run into her on my way out. She might have a gun. It was entirely possible, maybe even probable. What to do? My fear paralyzed me. I had recorded proof of her threatening to kill me. That is a crime. I could have called the cops. I should have. I really can't explain why I didn't, but I wish I had. I just kept pacing. She would have to gain entry into the building, but anyone could breach the door's buzzer system. Push several buttons on the entry panel of any New York apartment building and someone will buzz you in. I needed a weapon. I went to the kitchen to find my best option, a knife. But wait, the door. Did I lock it? I quickly double-checked, and yes, the door was locked. Thank God she didn't have the keys to my apartment. I sat down and waited it out. The sound of the buzzer sprang me to my feet in panic. She was here. In seconds she ascended the 3 stories and was pounding on my door. Each pound was like a hammer. Would she beat the lock off the door? I had no idea what she was capable of. I could envision the veins in her neck bulging as she was screaming, "Open the door, motherfucker!" My body was now pressed into a tight ball on the floor at the foot of my bed, and I was rocking, muttering to myself, overtaken by fear. Ava was kicking the door and screaming obscenities and threatening to kill me. I squeezed my arms around my legs, making an even tighter ball. Then, slowly, very slowly, I felt something that surprised me. I was calming down. I was separating from the fear. I was moving past that into a quiet resolve. I rose and calmly walked to the door. I unlocked it. Ava was still screaming as I opened the door, her face flushed red. Seeing me didn't bring her any relief. I grabbed her arm and brought her into my apartment. I saw no weapon, but then again I wasn't looking for one. In truth, she could have been armed, and I wouldn't have noticed or really cared. I was on another plane. The fear had broken and given way to pure anger and an eerie stillness. I was controlled and determined. Once we were in the room together, I adjusted my grip on her body to hold her shoulder firmly with my left hand, and her hair at the back of her head with my right hand. Her screaming continued, but I was no longer hearing words, just a cacophony of high-pitched sound. I walked her over to the lone brick wall in the apartment. I slammed her head against the brick wall. Months and months of fury rippled throughout me and gave me an almost superhuman strength. But I was also surprisingly calm. I slammed her head against the wall with a metronomic consistency. Clumps of hair and bits of skin and brain matter stuck to the brick. Blood formed on the wall and then began dribbling to the floor. The screaming had stopped, of course. I remained calm. I was released from fear and anger. I wasn't glad or relieved or filled with satisfaction. I felt nothing. I let go of her, and her body slid to the floor. Dead. I stood still, my eyes closed. There was silence, sweet silence. I was numb.